There we go. So for those of you who might want to, oh, that's the board. Got the wrong link. Who will want to join us in our celebration in that by having a background. You can see all our participants or our hosts here have a background celebrating the days that we are celebrating, including Homemade Pie Day, which I'm sure is Cathy's favorite. So I'm seeing some new faces out here. Hey, Rosette. Um, so make sure that you all know who we all are. We have Cathy Warren from the Southeast Michigan IIBA chapter. We have Marci Watts from the Chicagoland, and Bev Sudbury. She's up in the Nova Scotia area in Canada. Lisa Austin. Hi, girl. I am Aaron Whittenberger, currently serving as Vice President of Membership for the Bluegrass IIBA chapter. Our other host, Lisa's got my book. Our other host is Patricia Carlin, is Vice President of Community Outreach and Engagement for the Bluegrass chapter, and she will not be able to make it with us tonight.
And my special visitor who usually joins us here as well. So
it's not a meeting without Button.
Well, she's here. I didn't want anyone to think she didn't show up. She showed up. She says, okay, I'm ready to sleep for a while as long as Mom gives me treats when it's over. Right? Yeah.
So how is everybody doing? It's been 3 or 4 days since I spoke to Nellie. It's been a little longer since I've talked to Lisa Austin.
Yes, absolutely. All is well. No complaints. Looking forward to tonight.
Lisa is also a member of the Bluegrass chapter.
I am.
So happy to have you both with us.
Thank you.
I see Alan and Michael.
Hi everyone, my name is Alain Compaoré. I'm CBAP and I'm in Montreal.
Montreal, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Alan.
I'm sorry, go ahead, and Alan.
What were you saying?
Alain.
Salut, bonjour.
The other Canadian can speak a little French.
Love it.
I was just going to add, my name's Mike. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and just looking to connect and enjoy the conversation.
Sounds great.
Well,
So I'm
yay,
wondering-
Chicago! Yay!
I'm wondering, did you graduate?
Yeah, I did. What? Oh, because of the last name? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Took me a moment. Yep.
I'm sure you've gotten that before.
That's
Yes, I
our
have.
Aaron. Aaron's on
I
top
will
of
have
it.
to. I'm gonna say I have to apologize for Aaron. He is the king of dad jokes.
It's all good.
Well, do you know why dads take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one.
Oh,
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
good one.
There we go.
Good
It's
one.
already
There
started.
we go.
Somebody said dad jokes. So a son asked his dad to tell him what eclipse means. He said, no, son.
That's okay. We'll move right
really
along.
I guess
We
it
really
depends
need
how
to
you
have
spell
help
son
there.
on that one.
You are on top of
As
all
long as we're
Oh, I'm
telling
looking
jokes,
at all those
I have one
pies.
for
I haven't
you,
had
Aaron.
dinner yet.
I would have come
All right,
prepared
Mike.
with one. I didn't know.
Okay. A neutron walks into a bar and asks how much for a drink. Bartender says, for you, no charge.
Oh, that's good. That's cute.
Oh.
I like that one.
Do you know how much it costs Santa Claus to park his sleigh? Nothing. It's on the house.
That's cute. I like that one. Come on, we can use it in December.
Absolutely. You're getting prepped.
Hey, I've got
There
a
you
ton
go.
on Christmas and that. So, yeah, it was about 2-3 years ago. We did a joke-a-thon, a dad joke-a-thon, and
Mhm.
I was supposed to be pitted against Jeff Geiger, who's one of our sponsors, and he brought in a ringer at the last minute. He wasn't able to make it, so he sent one of his folks, and they did a audience poll to say who won, and I didn't win. So I want a rematch.
That's okay.
That would be fun.
You know those political polls where they want to recount?
Yep.
Too many.
So how's everyone doing tonight? We haven't heard from Jennifer. Jennifer's here. Hey, Jennifer. Rosette, haven't heard from you. Samantha? There, Jennifer found her
Hi.
camera.
Sorry. Technical difficulties and all that. But glad to be here.
So,
Good to have you.
in case you weren't here last time I posted to the chat, this is our backgrounds page. You can see all our hosts here have a background. If you'd like to join us, you can just go to that page and download a background and just put it into your Zoom here and
Cool.
join us in our celebration. And it'll tell you what days we are celebrating with this Agile After Hours. And we'll start this off. We'll go ahead and get things started with Marci is going to tell us what days we are celebrating and a little bit about each of those days.
That is correct. So we are celebrating a few days and also a period of time as well. The one I'm going to mention that we didn't mention in our announcement and stuff is today is actually National Watermelon Day.
Yes,
So
it
for
is.
those of you who love watermelon, let's not forget
Oh,
that
no.
one. And I can do a lot of things with watermelon, but we're not going there yet. That's for recipes. We are also celebrating a day that has passed, but hey, it's never too late to have pie. So National Homemade Pie Day was actually August 1st, so we're kind of spreading across the week. And it's an annual observance dedicated to the joy of baking, and it was brought about because people wanted to encourage people to actually cook, which makes sense. And what better way to cook than something so delicious that everyone wants? It actually started with a Greek, Roman, and medieval European culinary tradition. So believe it or not, it started way back then. The UK started doing it because they wanted to generate economic activity, and they felt that making people bake they would purchase a lot of ingredients and whatnot, and that would stimulate the economy as well. So there's a lot of different reasons for it, and it's across different areas. But that is what the idea behind this is, and I can't think of a better way to bring people together than to talk about food and pie and all kinds of things that are cross cultures, because there's different pies in different areas. And I know, like, I will be going to Greece, and I keep thinking of like the spinach pies and stuff like that I'm going to be eating over there. So that's one of the things we're talking about. Another thing we're talking about is Love Your Bookshop Day. Now, this one is kind of interesting. This is our international flair. It falls on August 14th, actually, and that is actually started by the Australian Booksellers Association. So that's in Australia. They are recognizing knowledgeable staff, books, events that bring readers, authors, and stories together. So it wasn't just the books themselves, but it was the community of it, which is similar to what we're doing here. We're having community. So I
Right.
thought that was kind of interesting as well. But there's still more. There's also a National Bookshop Day in the UK and Ireland. That one is not actually celebrated, though, till October 3rd this year. And that is an annual celebration organized by booksellers to shine the light on the role of independent and high street bookshops. So that's to try to keep us in the U.S. away from places like Barnes & Noble and the big ones, and go to those independent retailers that are so in need of our patronage and also so much fun, because they usually are a lot more personal and whatnot.
Absolutely.
In the U.S., our Independent Bookstore Day was actually April 24th. And that's kind of along the same line. So it is an international day, and it's celebrated different times in different countries. Does anyone know of any celebrations in their countries that I haven't mentioned? Because I just did a brief overview trying to find it, and I could have probably found a lot of little ones as well.
Well, keeping with the pie theme, in certain nerdy circles, Pi Day is traditionally 3.14,
That's
Right.
true.
but it
Right.
is also approximated by 22 sevenths. And we did just have July 22nd.
That's
So
a good point. Yeah.
Ah,
Thank you for adding that in. That's right. I hadn't even thought of that. So that's a good one. Absolutely. Then last but not least, this is a week that's kind of important as well. Simplify Your Life Week is taking place from today through the 9th, and it usually aligns with the first Monday of August. And it says, as confirmed by multiple calendars. I don't know what calendars those are, but whatever. It is an annual U.S. observance dedicated to decluttering, reducing stress, and refocusing on what matters most. I heard a comment there, so I must have hit a nerve somewhere. Which nerve did I hit? The stress or the decluttering or the refocusing?
There's always a little decluttering going on.
I'm working on that. I have 2 households being combined into one. So right now, if I actually showed my house, it looks like a hoarder's nightmare. But I'm getting there. It's
There
starting
you
to get
go.
organized.
It's all about progress, right? Moving forward. So.
One step at a time, yes.
That's right.
Absolutely. So again, this is to encourage decluttering, simplifying routines. They also mentioned reducing digital overload. Prioritizing mental well-being. So all of these things kind of tie together, and it's supposed to help eliminate sources of stress or anxiety. So they gave some ideas to simplify. They suggested on August 1st, even though the week hasn't started yet, to simplify one daily routine.
really?
August 2nd, they say, reset your entryway to create a calmer home environment. So if you've got a lot of stuff like shoes or whatever laying around the entryway, they suggest moving that stuff out of the way and making it a real easy to get in and out. Then the 3rd through the 9th is decluttering possessions. They also suggested reviewing your subscriptions. We all probably have those ones that just automatically renew, but we don't really use them.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's a good thing to look at, and it might save you some money while you're at it, and that's not a bad thing either. Prepare for upcoming seasonal routines. So maybe you're going to pull out your pumpkins and stuff and get ready to decorate in October. It's not that far off. Isn't that scary?
Fear is
And then-
flown.
Yep. And then they also were saying, simplify your life week. You should also consider things at work.
Oh, how are we supposed to simplify work? I want that answer.
Well,
we
one of
kinda
the
don't
things
have
they
control
mentioned
of
was
that.
if you actually are still in an office and your desk is cluttered, to straighten that out.
Okay.
And just put the things that matter the most to you on the desk and get rid of kind of all the extra. Or if you have a lot of paperwork, get file folders and file and organize stuff so you can find it instead of just having stacks. That was one thing. They suggested if you're like me working from home, that you try to figure out a way to make your environment easy and comfortable. So like for me, I put a little table next to my chair that I usually sit in addition to my desk, but that table is where I can actually set my drink. And if I have a snack, I can set that there. And that way I don't risk it falling into my computer.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. So it actually is a good reminder to all of us that we can take a few simple steps, and if you just do one thing at a time. A friend of mine said it's the starting that's the hardest. So if you make yourself take the first step, it's going to be easier if you keep up with it. And she's been right. She's always right, and I hate that she's always right. But anyway, Marci's sidebar note. Love you, Debbie.
But Marci, one thing that might give people incentive is I was just watching a video about entryways to your home, and the Japanese believe if your entryway is cluttered, you're limiting the amount of wealth that can come into your home. So an incentive to declutter your entryway is that you make it more wealth coming into your home.
Ooh, I like that. And I loved my trip to Japan. They have a lot of neat stuff and a lot of sayings and reasons behind things that are really good. So that's a good one as well.
Good incentive to declutter.
My doorway is decluttered. Well, part of it was I had to have my locks changed. Long story, but anyway. But it's decluttered now, so that step is done.
There you go.
Does anyone want to add anything else to our days? And again, I added the watermelon because, well, I had a big slice of watermelon at lunch, and it was really good. So
I actually have watermelon sitting out here that I was going to have later for dessert. Haven't gotten there yet, so
well, today's the day, so that you're right on target.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had to, that was cute when you said that. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yes, indeed. Good summer food, and very hydrating as well.
Yes, it is. I'm up in Michigan today, just over the border from Ohio in the Temperance area, and it's been stunning all day.
Nice.
Warm, but stunning.
I'll take it. We had
that doesn't happen often in Michigan. We do not get stunning days in Michigan.
Really?
Enjoy them when you get them.
I feel like we do.
I'm the
Where
cynic.
are you?
I'm the cynic. I'm in between Ann Arbor and Detroit.
Oh, okay, great. You're not terribly far. I'm at my sister. I'm at my sister's home. I'm actually dog and house sitting for her until Wednesday morning, and
nice.
So I'm probably 45 minutes, half an hour from Ann Arbor. So
okay,
not terribly far.
I'm getting nostalgic. I live in Chicago area, but I grew up in the Detroit suburbs.
Oh, so there you go.
I love hearing the Michigan information.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite holidays were in Michigan. My grandparents, when I was a child, took me to walk the Mackinac Bridge and then go over to Mackinac Island. And I remember watching this year when the smoke rolled in and you couldn't see the bridge on the pictures. And I thought, oh, wow, is that surreal? Because it was such a thing that stuck in my mind how it looks. And then to see those pictures of it basically obliterated, it just wasn't there. It was just eerie.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking.
Yep. Chicago had a day where we could not see the buildings in downtown Chicago. I was downtown for an event, and I literally could not see the buildings across the street from smoke, and that was just,
it was pretty bad
surreal.
Here too. It's interesting that, Marci, with your mention about the physical space and decluttering and simplifying, but I think it also goes to activities and informational clutter where you're just overwhelmed and bombarded with information.
Agree.
And AI makes it worse, I think, in some ways, because it seems like even when I was doing searches on the days and I knew what I was looking for, and I had certain sites I always look at anyway because I use them each time, all of a sudden I was getting these novels from AI going, well, this is this and this is this, and I'm going, that's not what I wanted. Just give me the highlights. I don't need the long novel.
Right.
Uh-oh, it's raining. Yes, Beverly, get your windows shut. Done. Anything else anyone wants to cover? Otherwise, I think we have touched on the themes for the day. And we can move on to the next item.
Yeah, Mike, I was going to say you can also declutter your mind, but I think you hit it.
Yep.
The information overload.
Yep.
The one that I like the most is
Too easy.
mindfulness. Even if it's just taking deep breaths for 1 minute and calming yourself down and centering, that's one that I have to use a lot in some of my meetings with my programmers because they sometimes get me climbing walls. So I've learned that trick really well because I can't snap at them like I'd like to. Did I say that out loud? Shame on me.
You didn't say that out loud.
Didn't hear a thing.
That's a good answer. I like my support in this group.
So speaking of needing to declutter, most of you probably don't know, my dad passed away last September, 9 months ago or what? And my sister, who's a year older than I am, was living with him. She got the house and everything. And anything she didn't want or that got dumped on me, I have 7 boxes sitting in my front room of,
oh boy.
She said it was pictures, family, events and that, pictures from those. And there's a whole lot more than just pictures in those boxes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Declutter week. Open one box and make a start.
That's right. That's right.
Go through them one box at one, and I'm going to make a list or a pile of what I'm keeping, what I'm throwing away, and what's going to Goodwill.
There you go.
That's a good plan. That's a very good plan.
It's a tactical methodology and a strategy. It makes sense. I know it's always tougher when you're talking about personal attachment to items also.
Well, I'm going through the same thing because I've moved a lot of my parents' stuff to my house because they may have to move up to my area, not with me. But now my house looks like a hoarding. But I struggle not just from the personal perspective, but if I throw this away or donate this, are they going to realize I did and be upset? Because Mom always will give me something and say, you're going to keep that after I'm gone, aren't you? So I also have that added burden of remembering certain things that they said that on and that I know I don't really want and I never really liked, but yet they said that and it meant something for me to keep it. And
That's tough. That's tough. I sold my home, almost 5 years ago and decided to downsize, and it is tough to go through those things. So Erin, give yourself some grace because sometimes it can be very emotional and it doesn't happen all at once, so just thought I would mention that it's a journey. It really is.
And being an only child, it's hard for me because
sure,
they're still with me, and I'm thinking some of those things I'm going to just put aside till they actually are gone because I don't want to risk them seeing them when they come visit. But there's kind of a stack in my mind or a list in my mind that these things may, no matter what they said to me, may get donated.
Yeah.
Someday.
And,
Not yet,
that's okay
but someday.
Too. That's okay.
Yep.
And in the long run, we can't take anything with us, right?
So business analysis ties into this. We can analyze the things from a very logical perspective that, we need more room and some of this has to go. But then you also have to take a step back and understand that there is the emotional part. So it's just like when you're negotiating with your stakeholders, I'm negotiating with my family in my mind. So
that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
See how I tied that to IIBA.
That was perfect. That was a nice swing back.
So now we're back to our previously scheduled meeting.
Sure, Lisa, you can take it with you. Just put it in the coffin.
Oh, yeah. That is one way of doing it.
You can take your millions with you if you wanted.
Oh, there we go.
Until the grave robbers find it.
That's right. No.
Just don't tell them.
Nope, and just hope you're not in a flood zone. I still remember New Orleans when it got flooded one time.
Oh,
some of the situation down there.
That's
right. I have friends that live there. That's why I know about it. And they were like, oh my gosh.
I remember seeing pictures of all of that in the news and everything. It was pretty traumatic,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is hard going through. I had to move my mom out after 40 years after Dad passed. It's a lot of stuff. All I can say is my boys are minimalists and have already said they want nothing.
You are not alone with that. I have two boys, 24 and 28, and I was told the exact same thing.
It doesn't hurt my feelings because
it's a different generation. It is a different generation, and they do not want to inherit a million things.
No.
Okay, we've been talking about our backgrounds, and I wanted to show anybody who had not come and saw them and everything. And of course, our event is called Agile After Hours. So you see that on each one of them. And we got 6 options there. You see many of us have, one of these backgrounds. So, wrong button. So, if you're able to come to this page, grab a background, you just click on an image and it'll download to your computer, and you just, put it in your background here in Zoom. So with that, let's move on to our next segment.
Righty. Let me Aaron, can I share now?
Okay. Yeah. So I had to share. Hopefully you heard the music, didn't you?
Oh, I did not hear music.
I didn't hear any music.
No music?
You want to do it again?
I don't know why that
hear it either.
didn't
Maybe it
work.
didn't
I
come
had
through the
share
speakers.
sound on there. Maybe I needed to turn it up in that, but I did a very fast search to find some intro music just to move us over to the next segment we call Cooking with Cathy.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I want to hear the music for Cooking to Cathy. We're gonna have to revisit this.
I don't know why you all couldn't hear that.
Well, I'm gonna do this in 2 segments, so maybe we can try in segment 2.
Segment 2 sounds good.
Are you hearing it there?
Nope.
No.
Typically, well, you already got the thing. That's why I actually was sharing the community events background page.
Gotcha.
I could play, I had share sound on and I could play that music. So disappointing you didn't hear it.
Well,
that's okay. Next meeting, Aaron. We're all good.
We're gonna try. It's
next
Aaron. It's your teaser. It's your teaser to make everybody come back, because now we all want to know what that music is. I do.
Exactly.
Okay. So welcome to Cooking with Cathy. I'm gonna do this in 2 segments because I get too hungry going through all these and I can't handle one fell swoop.
So I'm already drooling. Chocolate's my weakness, as you all know.
I know, me too. So I want you on these first 4. I'm going to give you homework. I want you to find the commonality between them. We'll put it that way.
Common ingredient?
No, doesn't have to be an ingredient, just a common theme. So Aaron, I came up with this one because I wanted to know what your thought process was with all these, because they're making me hungry. That's all
They all have a crust.
They all have a crust. That sounds great. Sounds like a pie. So Aaron gave us a very yummy chocolate cream pie. And I love this one because it didn't tell you how much ingredients. So
that's
I may
hysterical.
have to do a little search and perhaps give some edits. So I will check back. It could just be my computer eating part of what Aaron sent me. But I don't know about you. Anything with chocolate chips and whipped cream sounds absolutely delicious to me.
Just give me a bowl of that and I'm good.
So Aaron, have you made this one or did you just like it?
I haven't made it. I've eaten it.
Ah, okay. So this one sounded absolutely delicious. So I've got that, and you guys will get this. You guys will get this as a PDF, so you'll have all the recipes.
Oh, nice.
It's starting with a pre-baked pie shell and baking it additional. That looks
I know.
odd.
So I think that's partly for, I never have any luck with custard. I need to practice that more. My custard doesn't come out well. So you'll see what I do.
But your Buckeyes are wonderful, Cathy.
Oh, God, that sounds good.
That time of year.
I know.
Oh, you're making me drool again. Stop it.
I know. Peanut butter and chocolate sounds even better than watermelon.
Yes, nothing wrong with peanut butter and chocolate ever.
That's right.
Oh, just a minute.
And because of that, look at what we have.
Oh, perfect.
Cream pie. So this one is great. Man, I grew up on vanilla flavored instant pudding. There isn't anything you can't make with that. It's just yummy all around. So I love that. I love making the pie crust with crushed graham crackers or crushed Oreos. That's just fun. And it's yummy because you have to lick your fingers a lot as you're pressing it in the pie plate. Nothing wrong with that.
And again, haven't baked it, but have eaten it.
There you go.
So Aaron, when you say you've eaten this, have you had this at restaurants or do you have a pie maker in your world?
My mom used to make all kinds of pies and everything. But Frisch's, who has recently closed most of their shops in that, they had the most excellent peanut butter cream pie.
They had, that was where I was wondering if, because you and I grew up in Dayton, Ohio, so not far from, and we both went to Wright State University. That's it.
There you go.
Now this is the one my mom made often, and it was absolutely the best.
This just sounds delicious. So does it come out like a custard? Is that how it comes out?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like not as firm as a cheesecake, a little softer?
Yes.
Okay. It just sounded amazing. Just amazing.
It is. I always loved it.
It'll be nice to have all these recipes, honestly. I'm more of a cook than a baker, but I will do these.
There you go.
Turn that oven on.
I know.
I always like the last direction on a lot of these. Save and store covered in the refrigerator. Like there's going to be any left after it's put on the table.
So true.
I was to say there's none for the refrigerator unless you have to refrigerate it to set it.
And of course, I had to have caramel.
I think
that's right.
Freezer caramel drizzle pie. This one, this is where my heart goes. I was just at our local ice cream place, and this was like the blizzard I just got. Nothing wrong with caramel drizzle pecans. Just yum all around. Frozen chipped topping. I wasn't sure what that one was. I need to look that up. Frozen chipped topping. I don't know if that's the if that is the
I don't know what that is.
Pecans.
Probably a typo. Probably should be whipped topping, like Cool Whip.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I will double check. I was pulling these things in quickly, so my computer likes to tell me what it thinks.
I bet you're right.
But this one was just delicious. This is the hard part for me. They're freezing 8 hours overnight before you can enjoy it. That's difficult in my house.
Cathy?
Yeah.
I actually specialize in data integrity. And step 3 says whipped topping mixture. So I think it's right. It's supposed to be frozen whipped.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. I will. Thank you.
And Cathy, there's a simple solution for the problem of waiting. You make a big one and a little one, and the little one you eat while you're waiting.
Oh, man. You're my kind of
I've
girl.
been known to do that. I'm like, there's nothing in here that won't taste good if it's a little softer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing to remember is the first slice of the pie always has lots of calories. So you don't necessarily want the first slice. And calories are afraid of light, so they hide in the pie. So the further back you cut, the further back the calories go. So they're in the first and the last slice of the pie.
I haven't heard
Everything
that
else is calorie free.
I love it.
Calorie free pie. That's on my list.
You are making me hungry.
So if you all couldn't tell from Erin's 4 recipes, Erin's got one serious sweet tooth.
That's all right.
It does have.
Well, if you didn't see in the chat, I'm going to have dessert before dinner after this. Ugh.
Oh, no kidding. So, Erin, you were on so I mentioned looking for a commonality. I want to see if anybody else, well, Erin kind of jumped to it, but what other commonality did people see in Erin's yumminess that we just went through?
They're all pies.
They're all cream pies.
That's right.
Telling us something.
Most of them have a candy or some type of topping on the pie, candy or cinnamon or what have you.
Simple preparation, like no bake.
Yeah, that was a good one. I always loved the Sesame Street, one of these, 3 of these things belong together. Whatever, I can't remember that song now. One of these things doesn't fit. So I would just look when I went through this, I'm like, okay, cream pie, cream pie, cream pie, cream pie, cream pie, drizzle pie. How does that fit? Erin, you messed me up. You threw in a drizzle pie.
It's made with whipped topping. It's creamy.
So it's creamy, still creamy. So that is our fun into dessert pies. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to break because I'll tell you, I'm like, Marci, I'm starving and we need to do something else before I start going a little angry. I don't want to go hangry on you guys.
Yeah, you don't want me eating my computer.
I know. So this
but I can't move or I disturb button.
So when we were talking about pies, Erin and I immediately go to the dessert pies, and Beverly and Patricia immediately went to a more savory pie. So this next pie, you're going to see again. So we have two different ones coming in. So
you're getting me ready for my Greece trip. Yay!
There you go. So this is so who on this call besides Beverly has made this one? Anybody?
I have.
Nice. I was going to say I've eaten plenty of it.
Right. I love working with phyllo dough. What I haven't done this though. I would love to try it. I've done baklava, and that is wow. Sweetness overload.
Labor of love with baklava, I'm sure.
Yes.
There's an easier way to do it. If you go to the same website that's shown here for this one, that she has a cheat way of doing it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
We like cheat ways.
I need to find that.
This one gives the ingredients for the spinach and feta filling, and then for the pie crust, and then the direction. Oh, sorry. I tell you, I'm getting hangry. Trying to get to the end so I can go eat. I will clean this up a little bit so you can see the individual directions. But Michael, what's your experience with the phyllo sheets? Do you like work with them? Do you have any tips or tricks that you use?
I do. So it can be tricky working with the phyllo dough. I call it phyllo dough.
Phyllo. It's probably me being wrong. So
I don't know the correct way to pronounce it. I think it matters maybe what region you're from. But anyways, it can be tricky because they can tear easy. They're very, very thin, especially if there's moisture in them because they come oftentimes in the frozen section. So when you thaw them, there might be moisture. I actually take the sheets and let them dry out, and then I just break them and crumble them until it forms a layer, and it's a lot easier to work with that way.
Wow.
I'm lazy, so I choose the path of least resistance.
I like that suggestion. Beverly, how about you? How do you work with those sheets?
I've actually worked with it where you put them under a damp cloth.
Okay.
So what I normally do is I wet paper towel, put that on top of them, and then put a tea towel on top of that.
On top of that.
Yeah, and I work with that. The other thing to do is to make sure you don't have any type of fan or anything like that in the kitchen. And I normally work with my phyllo before I preheat my oven.
Oh.
Because you're preheating your oven, you're warming up your kitchen, it dries the phyllo out faster.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll actually assemble everything and then put it in the fridge and then heat the oven and then put it in. Or I'll make it all the night before in the fridge, make sure it's covered with like saran wrap and tin foil so it doesn't dry out, and then bake it.
That's a good tip.
Wow. Two great
Appreciate
ways.
it. Thanks for the tip.
Michael, your path of least resistance, though, I think is very novel.
Absolutely.
I think that's great. Thanks, Beverly. And we're gonna touch this one again.
And if you notice, I put in the cheat at the bottom. The woman who did this recipe, she uses just 2 sheets at a time, so it doesn't rip as easy. And that's what I do as well, is a couple sheets at a time. Because you don't need to brush between each one, no matter what they say.
Okay. All righty. Well, we have some more from Beverly, but I'm going to hold them until right before we leave. So we have more to enjoy in a little while. So I will go ahead and stop my screen share. And I will pass off to Beverly now.
Yes, because I have the fun educational point for the evening. And the fun part about this is I'm actually combining all 3 of the bookstore, the Simplify Your Life, and pies. So, okay, you should all see. Actually, can you throw in the chat, please, Erin, the Miro board? I forgot to do that so that everyone can get in on the Miro board as well.
Yep, it's in the chat.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to start out with bookstores. And it's one of the things I don't think that gets a lot of publicity from IIBA, but IIBA does have a bookstore that we can use. Everyone who has a membership has access to this bookstore, and all of the books on there you can read for free. So you can go directly to the link, which is at the top of the Miro board here, which is iiba.percipio.com/library. But if you're in IIBA, other tab. So if you're logged into your account, you have 2 options. You can either go under membership, and there's a digital library link here, or you can go under career resources, and there's a digital library link. Clicking that link will take you to the page, and you have an access now. So there's a couple steps if you're in your membership, but you can get through it either through the link that we have on the Percipio or on the Miro board, or through here. Yes?
It'd be a good idea to say that this is a member benefit. So if you are not,
that's why I said anyone who has a membership has this. Yeah.
You will not be able to get to this. Also,
correct.
This is called the digital library. IIBA does have a thing called bookstore where you could buy the Babak and other things. So they are different. This one is called the library or digital library.
Digital library, yes. But it's a bookstore in the fact that you can take books out of here, right? And you can't, as in you can read them. They also have an app that you can go through And there's another link underneath the career, or not underneath the resources, and you can actually get an app where you can look at this on your tablet, so you can take it on vacation with you. You're at the beach, if you want to. But the nice thing is you can search in here. Let's say Agile Business Analysis, and you can type whatever you want in the search bar. It gives you everything that it has available in the digital library. And if you just want books, you can go over here, select books, and it will just give you the books. You click on them, and you then have the description here, the authors, and then you have read. And you can read the book there. So we do have that as an accessible resource with our membership for IIBA. The other thing that we have for bookstores is we do have an author amongst us this evening. Erin has written a book about Agile Business Analysis, and that is available on Amazon, correct, Erin?
Correct.
Correct. So if anyone wants to check it out.
So it's brand new, came out in May.
Yes, and it's a really good book, really good book. So if anyone wants to check out the Amazon bookstore to get Erin's book, please do. It's Agile Business Analysis, a guide to product thinking and delivery. So anyone have any questions about the IIBA digital library? You can just come on the mic if you have any questions, anything you want to ask about it.
I don't have a question, but I just have a comment.
Yes.
I'm new to IIBA and chapters and meetings, and I didn't know that that's a benefit to members. So I think it's great that you're sharing that information.
Thank you for the feedback. I really think it's something that it's not promoted as much, and it should be promoted because it's a great learning tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they promote their knowledge hub quite a bit and everything, a lot more than the digital library. So this is good that Bev is doing this.
Yeah. And it's nice because it gives you, I mean, the Knowledge Hub is great, and it's a lot of great articles by a lot of great people. Many of them I know through workings with IIBA. It is a great tool, but also if you want that more educational component, the digital library gives you a better educational standing from larger resources and larger printed materials like books. So it's a great thing to really check out. I use it a lot.
So anybody who has not used a digital library before, you will read these books online. You have to. You cannot download it. There's no PDFs or anything of that nature. You would have to read it online.
That's the only downfall to it, but like I said, there is an app, you can use it on a tablet or a smartphone, as long as you have an internet connection. So it makes it a little bit more portable, but not necessarily completely portable. All right, so let's go talk about our segue over here to storyboards. And we'll just minimize that a little bit. So we're going to talk about storyboarding tonight. And storyboarding is really a good technique that people can use to give a visual description to a particular process. Now, it could be a future state process. It could be your existing process now. But it's a really good tool to kind of give everyone that you're working with, all of your stakeholders, and that includes your testing team, your developers, your business, even other members of, say, a BA team, an understanding of what you took away from conversations. And it helps to highlight where there's possibilities of a misunderstood requirement, or maybe a misunderstood process, or maybe an incorrect direction on how to create a solution. So a storyboard, as you can see here, is just basically a step-by-step walking through. So you start out with what is it that you desire to do? And on this particular storyboard, you're going to browse your favorite online retailer website. That's what you desire to do. So what is your prerequisite? That comes into really your second item, which is locating and clicking the login button. because you need to log in order to be able to browse, right? So then you go and you access your login page. You enter your username and password that you registered with, and you make sure you carefully type it and secret password. So that's kind of what is the, security, or what is the requirement around logging in? What is the, particulars about logging in? And then when you click on the login, so that's the user interaction. Then you have the system response, which is the system verifies your credentials and logs you in. And then your solution your final outcome is you're able to access and shop. So it just gives you an idea of what the process is with some pictures. That being said, you don't always have to have pictures. You can have, if you look down here, we got a bunch of sticky notes. And you can use sticky notes. So if you're in a meeting, you get a pack of colorful sticky notes, or even just yellow sticky notes, and you can number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can actually create a storyboard of sorts, just describing the steps. And then you can take that away if you're going to illustrate it or put it into a better format. So what I'm going to ask is that we're going to try to create a storyboard here. And it's going to be a pretty quick one. So what would be, and I'm going to take my thing here, and I'm going to say, let's bring our font down a little bit. So I'm going to say our desire is to bake an apple pie. I told you I'm making sure this all comes in. So this is our desire. This is what our business wants to do. They want to bake an apple pie. So what do we want to look at as into what are our preconditions? Does anyone want to take another sticky note anywhere and type in what the preconditions or what the next type of item would be? Preheat the oven. Good step.
Okay.
Anyone else? We can add more sticky notes as we go. There's all kinds of sticky notes in here, unlimited. Anyone else want to say what would be next? So we want to bake a pie. We need to preheat the oven. What's the next thing we need to do? What's the next step?
Gather ingredients.
Right. Now, let's pause there for the gather and find the recipe. Right, so that we can match the ingredients to the recipe, right? But then what happens is, here's where you can also identify what happens for errors. You don't have to be necessarily in the storyboard context here, but this is an area you can say, oh, wait, what happens if there's ingredients missing? Right? So then you can talk to your stakeholders, like, what do we do? Right? Identify substitutions. Right? So we have all of these little items here that come off of this storyboard. You see how this grows and grows and grows and grows, but it's all logical steps, right?
Yeah, so find a recipe and gather ingredients are probably reversed. You would
probably.
need to know
I was going to say the same thing, but that's
the recipe is before you know what all the ingredients are. Exactly.
But this is what you can do with these little pictures, or in this case, Post-it notes, right? Exactly. So this is what
I have.
Yeah, verify what I have. Identify substitutions if needed. So let's say let's say we've done all that. We've got everything. Now we've got all the ingredients. We've got a recipe. What's the next thing we need to do? I'm just going to pull out some more sticky notes here.
Put the crust in the pan.
Oops.
What about mixing the ingredients?
Yeah, mixing the ingredients before you put the crust in the pan, unless it's a
measuring and mixing.
Don't we need to measure them first?
Measuring first, yeah, measuring and mixing.
Your grandmother never did, Marci.
No, until I stood there and measured it from her, but that's true.
You need to make sure you have the proper bowls and pie pan and everything else you need.
Right. So see how beneficial a storyboard can be? And even if you're just in a room with a bunch of people, like I said, a big stack of Post-it notes. Pass everyone a chunk of Post-it notes. And you have them go through and say, okay, what do we do next? And like we had Aaron said, oh, maybe find the recipe goes, you can switch these Post-it notes around, right? You can have a lot of fun doing this type of exercise, which is just a storyboard, and you can get the information you need, right? And you can design it so I have my steps across the top, and maybe I have underneath of it the business rules, what the error messages would be, or any of that type of information. And you can work on flushing this stuff out so that you can put ice cream on top. That would be probably the final one. I would put that very end after it's cooled. Otherwise, it's going to be a soggy mess.
When you're ready to eat.
Yes. So this is what we can do with storyboards. And it's a very good Agile tool to help generate information, generate conversation, get people working on how do we go from point A to point B with a viable process and solution for whatever it is that the business wants to do.
And you brought up a good point there, Bev, is you could do this with your stakeholders. Getting them
exactly
and participate in, what is the correct way of doing this.
Exactly. And what is nice when I have done this with stakeholders, where I have gone and did the Post-it note thing, even if it's just a whiteboard and you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit harder with a whiteboard because Post-it notes you can move around. But my stakeholders got so engaged, they're like, you really want to know what we do? And I'm like, yes. And it built a lot of trust with the stakeholders, that you were not just trying to force them into something that was not going to fit their needs. It helped because the developers were also there looking, saying, oh, wait, we have to make sure this is not going to be a lot of extra clicks, a lot of extra this or that, because they have a lot to do. So it helped open everybody's eyes as to what the requirements were for this particular solution. So it's a really good tool to help. And I see people are having fun with the Post-it note. Ask Alexa to set a timer. I love that one. So how do people feel about storyboarding? Does anyone have any questions about what I've mentioned about storyboarding? Any comments?
It's a great tool. I use it with my team.
Yeah.
You mentioned doing this with your stakeholders. Another collaborative game you could play with your stakeholders is one that's called Post a Path, where all the stakeholders would define their path. This is the way they do it individually and that. And then they would collaborate together to look at all the individual ways of doing it and come up with a combined way the group says is to do it. I played this at a conference one day in Cincinnati, and we post a path to doing laundry. And at the end, our facilitator said, well, you're all going to burn down your house because nobody checked the lint trap.
That's good. I do love the storyboarding, though. I think it's really creative and I think it's engaging, and that's what we want with our stakeholders or participants, right?
Right. Now, so I'm actually going to switch what I'm sharing. So if people want to come out of the Miro board and come back to the shared screen in the meeting for a moment, I want to show you something else. And this comes into simplifying your life. Did you know that you can do storyboards in AI? Now, I have Copilot. I have a subscription to Copilot. I don't have a subscription to Claude. Claude is really the AI tool you want to use for creating visuals. So I just played around and I said, create a visual storyboard. It was above create a basically create a storyboard for an apple pie. And then I said, create a visual storyboard and tailor this to a BA training session. Because what you can do is you can actually get the explanations of what each frame in this particular scenario is. So for this one, the frame 1 was the trigger of the business need. Alex is dreaming about a pie. And then 2 is the preconditions or the inputs. He's checking the pantry and realizes the apples are missing. So it gives you some hints when you say you want to do it as a training tool. So it'll help you to remember how to do your storyboarding if you're not familiar with it. So it's really good. AI is a really good tool for this. And it will show you basically, here's the steps. And it gives you this. Now you can, after you're done, you can actually say to the AI, I want to know where the gaps are or what could be missing. And AI will give you that information to help guide you on this. Like I said, Copilot's not the best, but you can actually ask it to create an image. So it will create your images for you. And what you can do to simplify your life is if you have something that you already know from, let's say, it's an existing process and it's something that's documented and you want to storyboard it out, you can have AI help you storyboard it out, take it to your stakeholders, put these on little pieces of paper and say, is this correct? And then get them engaged. Now, how do you want to see this in the future? If you're implementing some changes, where is it broken? You can generate those conversations. You can get your stakeholders involved. Sometimes you'll have stakeholders that will say, this is kind of hokey. Once they realize you're trying to get information, you really want to know what they do and how they do it. They kind of start saying, oh, wait, this is a valuable tool. They understand what I'm doing because I'm showing them the way the path goes. So this is how you can help simplify your life, is by taking AI and helping you with creating these things. The other thing you can do is, if you have the flexibility with your environment, not everybody has this flexibility, but you can actually write up a business case, upload that to your AI tool and say, create a storyboard for this. And it will create it for you. And you can use that as a basis to start talks. So hopefully showing you how storyboards work and the fact that you can actually use AI tools to help simplify working with storyboards to make sure that you're getting some good information from your stakeholders. Hopefully that'll help you out and people will be able to communicate what they need with you better. So is there any questions? I know this was pretty quick and simplistic, but I'm hoping people will have the desire to go and run after this and kind of play with it, right? And kind of play with the tools. Any questions? Comments?
Beverly, do you have any tips or tricks from your experience when things start going beyond scope or covering more than just the focus at hand, and they're kind of looking at the world rather than just one country, so to speak? Do you have any tips of how to kind of rein in the cats when they start
okay, this is something
awry?
I do right now, and it's not fun sometimes. It's one of those things. Quite often when you get these people and they're excited because they want to see a better future, or they want to see, you understand things and you're going to give them something that's more helpful to them. You can always, and I have a tendency to always tell people when we get into these sessions, you can ask for the most ideal situation. However, we have to remain in scope. And if something is omitted or left off, it is because it's out of scope. And when they start going and creeping beyond that, I usually tell them, we're only going to spend a few more minutes on this because this is kind of an addition to the scope that we have now. And we're going to log it. We were going to put it in the backlog, but it's not necessarily going to be completely fleshed out for this particular release. And people are sometimes a little apprehensive about that because we all know how backlogs can go. 800 back pieces in your backlog and it never gets looked at. But then a lot of people say, wait a minute, at least they're taking consideration of what I need. So I kind of look at it that way. I tell people this is out of scope. It is a little bit further away from what we were supposed to be talking about, but let me capture this for you, and then you can bring it up for a future discussion. Does that help, Cathy?
Yeah, no, appreciate it. I always like to learn from how people
and I find
conversation.
Yeah, and I find people actually take it fairly well, that you're going to log it. And then that way I've had a few stakeholders say, oh, you remember that thing that we talked about at this particular time? And I say, yes, it's logged right here. Right? So then they can say, all right, I'm going to bring it up to my manager to see if we can get it in the next weeks. So they have a bit of fire, right? And they have a bit of background. I don't believe in just telling people, no, we can't do this, because then immediately your stakeholders will put up a wall that you don't want to talk to them. You're not concerned about what their needs are. You're not concerned about what their questions are or what will make their life better. All you care about is just putting in a project. And you don't want to give people that type of, have them put that type of guard up.
Beverly, this is Mike. I have a question, if I may.
Sure.
So I haven't seen Miro being used for storytelling, but in my career, we've used it for retrospectives. We've used it for road mapping, what's going to happen for the quarter. And usually what happens is people in the meeting will be given 5 to 10 minutes and everybody goes crazy, pardon my language, and just dives in and starts doing their own thing. And then after that quiet time, then we'll go through the details together. But my question is twofold. One is, how do you manage everybody doing their own thing in the moment? Because there's a lot of chaos that's happening at that time. And number two is, when people, even with instruction, are going off scope or giving too little detail or too much detail for a particular item, how do you manage that in the moment, even with instructions that are given beforehand? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. When I'm doing things where I want to tell people to go off and do their own thing, I try to keep the group small. So I will actually do like right now in my position, we're doing a migration of an entire system to a new platform, everything. I'm meeting individually with people and I'm telling them, this is where we're starting. This is not the end point, but I want to know what you need now. And I take that information and I put it all into a spreadsheet. And we're going to get to the point where I'm going to, again, teams and say, okay, what do you guys do together? And try to keep it a little bit smaller and then just grow and grow and grow when I have a better handle of the information, right? So that I know people are running around like cats and you're trying to hurt them, but I have a better grasp so I can kind of talk to them in a way that makes sense to them. And so that it brings them back in. Wait a minute, she knows what she's talking about. Let's go hear what she has to say. And when you come from that place of education and understanding, people are more apt to kind of calm down and come back and slow down things a little bit.
That's a great tip. I appreciate it.
As for the not giving enough information, that is usually something because someone has some type of fear. Or at least it's been my experience, is people have a fear and they're afraid their job's going to change and they're not going to be needed anymore. They're afraid that their job's going to change and they're going to have to learn something new that they don't want to do because they've been in this position for 40 years and they don't want to do anything new. And to get them out of that, I quite often have a lot of talks with them about how things can improve for them, how things will be better for them, and stress the improvements. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable when you're learning the new system or learning the new whatever or the new process. but it's going to be better because here is the benefits to you. And I never say, here are the benefits to the business, here are the benefits to the team. I try to put it as, here are the benefits to you. And when people start seeing that it's going to benefit them directly in their jobs, they become a little bit more open about what they do. Quite often people love to talk about what they do, but you do get those people that are afraid of something. And we are all afraid of change. I don't care who you are. Everybody on the planet is afraid of change in some way or form. And you just have to be compassionate and understanding and have a little bit of grace so that people feel that they're seen, heard, and respected. Because that's what we do as BAs. We want to see them, we want to hear them, and we want to respect them.
Thanks for the input. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I hope you had fun with the Post-it notes. But like I said, I hope you find this is something to spark some inspiration for you, to help you with how you're getting information from your stakeholders and how you're understanding processes. Okay. So thank you everyone for playing tonight. And hopefully you'll find a good book to read in the library. All right, back to you, Aaron, because I'm not sure if it's going to you or Cathy next.
Cathy can take it.
All right, Cathy, we're cooking.
All righty. Well, if we weren't hungry before, guess what? We're going to be hungry now. So we are continuing in the more savory realm. Thank you, Bev. There we go. So I did look back at the questions, and before we go into this too much, Roberta, you had mentioned that you make, am I saying it right, spanas?
Yeah.
So,
we just started to call it spanas around here. So whenever me or my sister get the urge, we'll just go somewhere. There's a lot of Middle Eastern places, Southwest. And I live Southwest and she lives further south, and then we'll just find a restaurant. But occasionally we like to cook them and try other recipes, or we've tried someone else's recipe. So like we didn't know there were, keto and paleo versions of spanakopita, but they've all been delicious. Everyone we've tried.
Very cool. I like what you said about using the pans so everybody gets a crust.
Yes, yes.
Like brownies. Everybody wants a crust on the brownie.
You're standing around in the kitchen watching people get stuff together. And I'm like, she got one of these 6 square, and she's got an 8 square one, and then she's got a smaller one. And I'm like, hey, what do you do with all those pans? And she's like, oh, because everybody wants like a crispy edge, and some people want a soft middle. So now they don't get a choice. Everybody gets a crispy edge. And I'm like, oh. And then she said it controls the serving size. So she can predict, what's enough for everybody depending on who's there, so you're free to eat. But once she's done and it gets put up, that's it.
I think that's great.
But this rappy pie, I've never heard of the term, but I've had this before.
So, but really, give us the background on the rappy pie.
So, rappy pie or rapper is an French Acadian pie, and it is a delicacy here on the East Coast. Much like was mentioned, everyone wants the corner piece. They want the crispy corner piece. And if you can get a quarter piece, you feel like you have won, $1 million. So like I said, it's a very traditional Acadian pie. It's something that I do not make, but I do eat. And it is, my preference is the one that uses chicken. Some people use just pork in it. I prefer the chicken one myself. And it's chicken and potatoes and carrots and onions and stuff, all basically mashed together and made into this beautiful, thick, dense pie that you pour molasses on and you enjoy. And it is very, 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 very good. It is labor intensive. That's why I don't make it, but I do buy it. And every time I go to Evangeline to visit people, or even just go up for a festival or something, I make sure to grab some raw purr and bring it home with me. So I thought I would share a little piece of French Acadian traditions.
So in the ingredients, you list molasses for serving and hot sauce. So you can choose if you want sweet or heat.
I recommend the molasses.
Wow. Yeah. How could you not?
Molasses all the way.
Very, very cool. Excellent. Well, thank you. And again, get that corner square. Everybody's going to go out and find that 6 and 8 block pan we got. So thank you.
Yeah, like I said, it's very labor intensive, and it's like a 2-day process sometimes, but it is delicious.
I agree, Roberta. I just got some hot honey at a local farmer's market when I was visiting my son down in Alabama. And yeah, it's like that sweet and heat together, that hot honey.
Yep.
Outstanding. So Beverly continued on to make us even more hungry with the Acadian meat pie.
Oh, yum.
Tortilla.
Oh,
so yeah, so and so the recipe I have shared here is one that I used to make every Christmas. This is a very traditional Christmas pie. My mother and I would get the beef and the chicken and the pork, and we would spend 3 days getting everything ready, and we would make tortilla every year. Traditional tortilla on the east coast of Canada also has rabbit in it. We don't do rabbit in my house, so we didn't do the rabbit, but it is a delicious meat pie for the holidays. It is something that is, I call it a labor of love, because it is just delicious meat pie. And it's very good with gravy on top, or mashed potatoes on top, or you name it. It's just really delicious.
Wow. That yum.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The only thing in the States you may have problems getting is summer savory, because I don't think that's very, very common. It's very common here on the east coast of Canada. I know my relatives in Ohio used to come up to Canada, grab bags of it, and bring it back with them because they couldn't find it. Winter savory or savory is very close to it, so you may have to play with that spice a little bit to get it to your taste. But as I say, with this one, and even the raw purr is a little bit more, or rappy pie is a little bit more specific to the spices, but with the tortilla, much easier to season to taste.
Very good. And I love this last line where it says you can put it in a fridge or a safe place in an unheated garage, porch, or winter. I'm assuming safe place means safe from little four-legged critters that might be hungry outside of your home? Or is that two-legged critters that are hungry and don't want to wait till it's served?
Both. So even the meat and stuff, because like if we were on a time crunch and we would cook the meat and stuff, because you have to pull the meat apart with your hands, right? And pull it all off the bones and stuff. You don't necessarily want to be right out of the oven. So we would put it in the great big Rubbermaid containers out on the porch outside in the middle of winter. So it's, cold, and let it cool off. But yes, you don't want the neighbor's dogs or cats or raccoons or skunks or any other four-legged critters running around. And then, of course, if the two-legged critters figure that you're not watching them, they will help themselves to whatever they can, or at least in my family, they do.
Yes. My mom always kept a wooden spoon handy to hit back my brothers, and they just wouldn't wait.
And Roberta, yes, it's very similar to pot pies. I think the only difference is there's not a lot of gravy within this. Where a pot pie, you have a lot of gravy in it. This doesn't have as much gravy. So it's better to add gravy to the top of it. It's not dry, but it's not creamy gravy in it.
Creamy.
Yeah.
And so this is both the inside and the pastry as well. So thank you very much, Beverly.
Just in case you want the traditional tortilla pastry.
Do the whole thing. You got it. 10 cups of flour. I wasn't paying attention. That's a whole lot of flour.
You're making 20 pies.
That is a whole. How many are you making on this?
It's something like 20 pies.
25. Okay. Well, okay. That helps then. Okay.
And it's top and bottom crust. So, you don't do less than it. And that's the thing is, I mean, you can knock it down, right? But this is the recipe that my mother and I would use. So we made 20 pies because not only did we make pies for ourselves for Christmas holidays, we also made pies for the whole neighborhood. So all of the senior people in the neighborhood would get a tray of cookies and sweets and a tortilla for their Christmas festivities.
Nice. Aren't you the nice neighbor to have? Wow.
Yes.
So
and then we also made chocolates.
Oh, well, you gotta. Beverly, what I liked on this one is you included those notes, tips.
Yep.
For working with the phyllo or the phyllo, however you say it.
Yes.
So I thought that was great to include. I was looking for one other thing. Oh, yeah, for the shortcut version, placing half of the sheets on the bottom. Yeah, that one just sounded.
You basically just take your pack of phyllo and you just approximately half, and you put half on the bottom and half. Like I said, you don't need to butter between each and every one because phyllo has a lot of grease in it to begin with, right?
That's it does. Yes,
it's butter pastry.
Yes.
So so that's another good tip. I've never tried the half and half. I usually do the 2 sheets.
Gotcha.
But again, anything to make things better.
Yeah.
And quicker and easier.
Quicker and easier. Well, excellent slide in to, I'm going to pull us back to, Marci, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to pull us back to my entry, and it's so easy. I almost didn't want to write it down because I will for you before I send this PDF to everybody. But I fell in love with doing a very easy ice cream pie, and it's super easy. You can make it. You can make it a little bit harder if you want, but the super easy way is you get a graham cracker crust or an Oreo crust from the store, and that is your base. You get your favorite half gallon of ice cream and set it on the counter for a little while until it's a bit smushy, not liquid, but smushy. Once it's smushy, put the half gallon into the pie crust and flatten it out, make it look pretty. You can top it with whipped cream or chocolate or whatever you want. Throw it in the freezer, and once it's frozen, you are done and ready to go. It is the most easy peasy thing I've ever done in my life.
Yum.
Yes, go to Dairy Queen. So if your Dairy Queen is closed, and you really want this, and your Kroger's is open or your grocery store is open, this is your option. So I will include that in there. And Marci, I don't know if my email is eating your emails, but did you have a pie you wanted to talk?
I was gonna resend. I think I've used it once before, but my mom does a pecan chocolate chip pie that uses Karo syrup, and it is really good. And we put a lot more chocolate chips in it than it calls for. I will send it to you again because it could be my computer too. It's been having fun too. So in fact, I lost the whole IIBA folder and it moved on me. I finally found it while we were in this meeting, and now I got to straighten out my Outlook. But anyway, I will send it to you, but it's one my mom came up with. I've seen variations of it on websites and stuff, but I like hers better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up with it. But one thing you will notice when I send the recipe is it says we use more chocolate than it says because you can never have too much chocolate.
Never have.
Always top it with either whipped cream or ice cream or something like that while it's warm. So one thing we do is even after, if there happens to be any left over, and if you have your whole family over, there won't be. But if there happens to be some left over, and it goes to room temperature or whatever, putting it in the microwave and hitting it for like 10 seconds warms it up beautifully so that chocolate is soft again, and then you can put your whipped cream or your ice cream on it again. We always rewarm it, so that's just my little tip. I'll try to add that to the recipe before I send it over. I think I did the last time too, but I will send it to you tonight, Cathy.
Okay. Well,
and I can't find my strawberry one. I'm going to have to ask Debbie to give it to me again because it's in my missing files for my computer that I don't know where it went. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So does anybody else have a favorite pie that they like to eat or make?
I'm a big fan of taco pie.
Taco pie. There you go.
There you go.
That works.
I like the taco pie. Do you like walking tacos?
Yeah, we
love those.
For my nephew to send him away, the trunk party that they have for the kids, before going away to college.
Aww.
Tacos, and the other one was the walking taco.
The walking taco. I know. Whoever created that.
Generations too, because we're around the Dorito bags, and all the adults are like, "Why are the kids over there? What are they doing?" Like they're making deliciousness in a bag.
You are, and it's self-contained,
Yeah. Yep.
So what's dangerous where I live is we actually have a woman who started, I think, 4 years ago, what's called the Hand Pie Company. And she makes sweet and savory hand pies.
That's a winner.
And they are delicious. Like she's got buttered chicken, she's got spicy Mexican black bean, she's got blue cheese and beef for those who like blue cheese. She's got chicken pot pie. She's got cheeseburger. She's got eggs and bacon. She's got a chickpea curry one. She's got chocolate mint fudge or chocolate mint brownie. Apple, raspberry, lemon. It's deadly to go into her store. Deadly.
That would get me in trouble. Well, again,
it does every time I go by.
I will, Marci, I'll get your
I'm sending it right now, so hopefully it's coming through.
Great. Then I will do my quick edits. Again, thank you, Michael, for figuring out what my computer wanted to switch on that one recipe. So I'll clean that up, and I will send that as a PDF to Erin, and you'll get that when you get the recap of the meeting tonight with your hours. So
yes. So tomorrow, all attendees will receive a follow-up email, which will have your CDU information on it. We will have the cookbook that Cathy is creating for us, and there will be a copy of the mural board that we made together. So everything that we created tonight, thank you all for being here, for participating. Great to see the new faces. Great to see the people come back who've been here before. Thank you all very much. To the host, our 4 ladies here, thank you very much. Really appreciate you hosting this. Our next event, we never got to what the next one will be, but it'll be in November. We do these things about quarterly. So our next one should be November, and the ladies and I will get together and decide exactly when that's going to be and what days we can celebrate.
We can find something to celebrate all the time. That's not a problem.
It's not a
And
problem.
recipes to match.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening.
I'm going to go pig out now.
Yeah. Me
Everybody
too.
go get your dessert.
Have a great night, everyone.
Go bake a
Good night,
pie.
everyone.
Thank you.
I can't wait long enough to bake the pie, Aaron. No. Talk to you later.
Go to the store and get one already made. Go to Dairy Queen to get that ice cream pie.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.
Night.